Through to the people. I believe that we are. Okay, so what I'm going to do here while I'm waiting for confirmation that audio and all that kind of stuff's coming through loud and clear to the folks out there, I'm going to remind everyone to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list. This is the best way to keep in touch with us. Lola sends out, she does it like once, twice a week, sends out stuff, shares deals, all that kind of stuff with you guys, lets you know what we're up to. If you're looking for this Gun Nerd shirts and other cool merch like that, it's on Ballistic Inc. That's the place to go. Check out Ballistic Inc., the Hank Strange store. You can find the shirts that we wear here, and the patches are on Hank Strange. So there you go. If you're looking for those, you can find them there. Shout out to everyone out there in the chat right now. Please smash those thumbs ups, okay? We need and appreciate that. Also, big shout out to Franklin Armory for sponsoring the show. They're down there. There they go. Thanks to those guys for making this happen. All right, that's it. Let's see here. Let's load up our guests. And let me hit the open. Boom!
Welcome back
there
to the Hank Strange Situation.
Make sure you guys subscribe, smash the thumbs ups, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. Okay, we've got Lewis from Holosun here. He's a first-time guest. Trey from Aries Firearms Training Facilities has been here before, but Lewis, you've never done this before. We do this thing called jazz hands, Lewis. Everyone has to do it. Come on. Get those jazz hands going. There you go. Jazz hands. All right. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on. This is episode, what episode number is it? 611 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm your host, Hank Strange. Welcome to the show, everyone out there. As I said, this is 611. Louis Chirino of Holosun is joining us, and Trey of Aries Training Facility is here as well. What's up, people? What's going on?
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah. Louis, welcome to the podcast here, Who Moved My Freedom. This is your first time.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much for having us. We appreciate it.
Oh, awesome. Awesome being here. Like we were saying before, we've had Adam, so big shout out to Adam Sassa. He's been on here before. Adam, if you're looking at this somewhere, and wondering why you're not here, I don't know, man. Something, the invitation got lost. But he's always welcome here. He's a good dude, Adam.
I'm sure I'll get a text message soon.
Yeah, like what? Really? How did you guys didn't even... Listen, Adam, complain to Lola. That's how we do it around here. So we're going to get into this. If you guys have questions, Holosun optics questions and all that kind of stuff, we'll get into that here. Also, and then I believe, Louis, this gentleman, Trey.
Sure do.
Aries. What's going on, Trey?
For a while.
Yeah, what's up with you, Trey?
Nothing, man. Working on the range, trying to keep people shooting, trying to get ammo in, the usual stuff.
Right. Okay.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, ammo. I think everyone's looking for ammo. That's the big thing going on right now. Everything.
I got some coming in.
Okay. All right. Good news. And what? So listen, let's do this first, Louis. Explain to the folks out there like who you are, what you do for Holosun, how you got into this business, all that kind of stuff. I think that's it's a good play. Lola always makes me start over there. Like, gotta be semi-professional, I guess, doing this.
No, not a problem. So
yeah.
I consider myself the jack of all trades and master of none of them, because I've got my hands literally in everything. So I'm somewhat efficient.
Right.
So the short story, at least for me and Holosun, I'm the oldest employee as far as longest running with them. Holosun started in 2013. I joined them 2014. So literally, I've seen this company go from literally nothing to where it's at now. So it's been one hell of a crazy ride.
Wow.
Prior to this, guns were a hobby. And I knew people, I knew a few people in the industry and stuff, but no prior history as far as in the industry, no prior military, no prior law enforcement. The funny story, as far as kind of jumped into it, is a buddy of mine actually found the product in the last page back then on the Primary Arms website.
Okay.
And he read the product. He thought it was a pretty unique product. And he was like, hey, man, can you turn around and see if you can, find out what's the deal with these products and maybe, get me one or two to try it. I'm really interested. About 3 months, he bugged me on a regular basis. And I was like, man, fine, let me just find out. And I look up the company, and back then, Holosun originally started in South Florida, and I'm based in South Florida. So I was like, hey, they're right in the corner. I called the company up. I spoke to the VP at that point. He was like, yeah, come by and check us out. I went to the original facility with the intention of trying to buy a couple of optics for my buddy. And about an hour and change later, after the discussion, I left with a case of optics and another job.
Wow.
And so, I mean, literally from, beginning of, the term peddling this out of the back of a car, I mean, that's kind of literally how this whole thing started. And
Wow.
we set up social media pages, started all the marketing stuff, started getting involved in product development and everything downhill. And here we now are out, man, 7 years later.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That's probably why Lola was telling me that you have a lot of titles over at Holosun. Is that true? Because she was like, he's got this title, this title. I was like, really? I don't.
Well,
Why you?
That's because I limited it to 3 of them on my email signature.
Oh. Okay.
You have to get multiple emails and just pick which one you are that day.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but you know what? To be honest with you, man, I don't think I have it any other way. Being involved in a little bit of everything, at least. I mean, I don't know. That's just always kind of how I rolled. So I've been blessed, to say the least.
Okay. Absolutely. Trey, people are saying that it's not really you because there's no fish tank in the background.
Yeah, I'm doing maintenance on the fish tank, and I have my new Bolt 50.
There you go. Boom. All right. Yeah. Just don't touch it, Trey.
4 lead arms.
Yeah. It's far away. It's far away from you. That's a hologram.
You went from a 50 gallon to a 50 BMG. I mean, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad, is it?
It is. It is. Okay, so listen, we are going to get into this here. We're going to get deep into this here. We're going to talk a lot about Holosun stuff. There is one thing that I want to bring up before we really go all the way in. Unfortunately, I don't know if you guys heard about this. This is on a lot of different places, but I'll pull up here to share the article from Truth About Guns. Unfortunately, Jeff Quinn has passed. Jeff Quinn of Gun Blast.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was like really sad. I think this happened.
I saw your picture.
Yeah, I think the news came out last night, but I didn't see it until this morning because usually I go home and I just, I'm tired by that point. But I mean, Jeff Quinn, man, this was a really, really awesome dude. Do you guys have you ever met Jeff Quinn, Lewis?
No, never met him personally, but I've seen his videos and I know who he is.
Yeah. Gun Blast, man. Gun Blast is like a pioneer, I think. So far as this gun YouTube, blogging, and all that kind of stuff is one of the... He's probably been doing it he's up there with the longest guys, right? If you think about who's been doing this. And I know, like I think I first met him... I want to say I first met him in 2014, and I do have a picture that as Trey was saying there, that I shared on my phone. That's what this picture is here. I'll run that. Let me see if I can run this picture in for you guys. This goes back to 2014 SHOT Show, Media Day on the range, and I ran into Jeff Quinn, and I was like, hey, man, big fan, and he stopped and talked to us and spent a lot of time talking to us. And ever since then, whenever I saw him at SHOT Show, NRA, or out doing some other event, because I would run into him at other places. He was always cool. I saw his brothers and everything. They all worked together. Jeff Quinn was a good dude, man. I know he's been sick for a couple of years here, and unfortunately we finally lost him. I believe that it was yesterday. So sad news, man. It's just like, I don't know, man. I really don't like 2020.
It's been an interesting year, to say the least.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year, man. A couple of weeks ago, we lost Frank DeSoma of POF. There's just a lot of crazy things going on. So, that's a tough one to deal with. My condolences to his entire family out there. We will never forget Jeff Quinn, man. Those braids. If I could grow a beard like that, I would braid them up. I don't know who did the braiding, if he did it himself, but he was a cool dude, man. He just, he was just cool. I don't know what else to say about him. Really nice guy. So, if you guys out there, if you've ever met him, or if you, I'm sure, what is this? DCG44 says you have to be a newbie to not know Jeff Quinn. There you go. Yes. And I used to look at his videos way before I started doing this. I would look at his videos and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed his stuff. E-Rock says R.I.P. Jeff Quinn. Brian Quick says Gun Blast was one of the first blogs I ever read. You know, it's one, I think it's probably the oldest, if not, it's got to be up there, like to be one of the oldest gun blogs that's out there. So still running. Atomic Bull says R.I.P. So, you know, that was some crazy news when I saw it this morning. So, and I'm sure there's a bunch of people that are still figuring that out. So, there you go. Let's see here. Now, where were we? You know, I hate to just like switch away from that, but we were talking about Holosun here. You know, so what? Let's go back here. I think Trey, if you've got any questions or anything, feel free to jump in. You were saying, Lewis, that you saw this in the back of Primary Arms, right? Like on the website.
Yeah, a buddy of mine found the product just going to Primary Arms' website way back when. And he's the one that found it and you know, put me onto it because he had the interest in the product. And then again, you know, reached out to them just trying to get him some stuff and went over there. And like I said, about an hour or so after a conversation, they're like, hey, you interested in making some more money? We need some help to try to get our product out there. You know, we can make something happen. And here we are.
Yeah. So what's is there like a relationship between Primary Arms and Holosun? Can we ask that question?
Yeah, because I mean, you know, Primary Arms, they've disclosed it on the AR-15 forums and stuff that, you know, we were doing some OEM stuff for them. And obviously, you know, probably, I think from a Red Dot perspective, you know, with them and Dimitri with designing that ACSS reticle, they've hit that thing out of the park with that reticle. So we do make the 503G ACSS for them. So it's our product, but we make it for them. It's still branded as a Holosun. It is proprietary to them. It's the ACSS reticle, and you know, through them.
Yeah, that's you know, obviously I believe I'd heard of Holosun before that Red Dot ACSS came out. But I remember specifically when that came out because Dimitri showed it to me. And it was really awesome. I actually went out to the desert and shot that thing. I think we were shooting like 600 yards and hitting steel targets with that.
Yeah, he nailed it out of the park with that that reticle, you know, being multi-caliber compatible and the whole deal. They did a really good job with that.
Yeah, and by the way, shout out to Dimitri. He's been on the podcast here. You know, he's a good dude. So you guys are still. Is it like you have an association with them, or the stuff is getting made in the same factory? There's lots of conversation about this, so I figured maybe this would be a good time to try to clear, because you know there's rumors. People make up like, what's the deal, Lewis? Yeah.
Even Trey's already getting ahead of the ball game. So, you know, the rabbit hole we always try to avoid.
Yeah.
But I mean, no. I mean, obviously, if you look at an ACSS Red Dot, it is a Holosun branded product. So it is ours. We make it for them. So, I mean, there's no denying that. But I mean, we are the manufacturer. So a lot of the main thing that I tell, which is kind of unique and part of the reason why you saw a lot of the unique technology first come from Holosun, is we designed it in-house. We came up with it. We pushed it out. That's where a lot of that stuff came from. Yeah, we've done some OEM partnerships before. Again, Primary Arms, it's a no-brainer because they sell our product to them. In retrospect to the ACSS. But you know, we've done some other stuff with some other people that's already been discussed multiple times. Right. You know, but you know, that's under contractual protocol, so we never disclose who it is.
Yeah. I mean, and these kind of relationships happen in the firearms world. It happens in other businesses all the time, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the beauty of business is, some people have the ability to make certain things. Some people have the ideas and the design behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a matter of, can you design this for me? I don't build, I design.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do this? And
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what happens. It's like, I tell my kids all the time with like Michael Kors and Fossil, I'm like, hey, it's a Fossil watch at the end of the day. They're the ones that make it. Michael Kors just designs it.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of that going on in the industry. I think you find that same thing, like Swatch, the Swatch Group. Lots of things belong to the Swatch Group. You'd be surprised if you ever saw the things under there. So the question I think that we would go to that comes up after that is where the stuff is getting made. So where's Holosun stuff? Where are the products getting made?
Oh, it's made in China. It's
Mm-hmm.
our factory, our facility.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we've never denied.
Right. So at this point, everything gets made over in China, right?
Correct.
Okay. And lots of things are getting made there, and the correlation with that here is because this is something I've seen happen in the firearms industry, especially around accessories, and especially I think in optics. When I first started doing this, optics were really expensive. Right, Trey? I remember people telling me if you buy a gun, it's $1,000. You're supposed to get a $2,000 optic.
Yep. Well, and if I may interject about Holosun,
Mm-hmm.
I've known Lewis. I remember when he had that stupid case full of Holosuns. We met like a long time ago, and I took the 403C on my 300 blackout to Houston and drug it through the water for a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It works. And then I took it to the Bahamas back and forth, multiple trips, salt water, everything. They hold up. I don't give a shit where they're made. They're tanks. And the battery life's amazing. And okay, the battery goes out. You're still running because the solar powered is still running, and I'm still shooting. So I can't say enough. I'm fixing to get another one. I mean, I have the LS321. Freaking love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
For the price, it's the best on the market.
Yeah. I mean, I think the overall point here is finding a balance, right? So to find the balance of something that's high quality, works, and is durable, does what it's supposed to do, and then at the same time it's affordable, right? Especially now that but when I started doing this, guys only had like one or two rifles. Now, there's lots of rifle options for everyone. So there's a balance that everyone's looking for here, and I think I've seen over the years, man, Holosun's just kept building that reputation of not just being affordable, but being tough and being able to do what you guys said it does, like Trey's saying. Yeah.
It's I'm on the same boat as Trey. I've never cared personally of where a product is made. If it's made well, it's made well. I hate to say this and I might get burned, but I've seen stuff made here that's horrible. I've seen stuff made overseas that's horrible, and I've seen it vice versa. It unfortunately, if the company, whoever it is willing to make a good product, they're making a good product. And my perfect example with everybody is Apple. All iPhones are made in China. They're not made here. So, but that doesn't change the quality of the product. So, I mean, I understand some people, but to me, I don't care where it's made. If the product is good, the product is good. And I have to knock on wood. The owner of Holosun, not only being the head engineer, he is a little bit of a stickler. He likes to make good products. That is his main emphasis is. And that's one of the main things that I have to be happy as far as I think part of the reason why I've stayed as long as I've had to and I have so much passion for the product is because of the fact that, number one, they're not willing to settle on anything. And number two, I think the biggest advantage that we have had as a company also is that we've listened to the people. I see a lot of companies in general, hey, we're going to make X product and this is how we design it. And you put it out to the masses and, some people might like it, but once people start playing with the product, hey, we need you to change this color. And sure, you're going to get people that have personal preferences. But when you start hearing the same thing happen over and over and over again, Now you have to say, hey, I have a legitimate problem. The question is, do you react or do you stay put? Some of the companies don't do anything, but we have been blessed that the owner's like, hey, if I've got enough data showing me I need to change this from, black to brown, then we're going to do it, because it's not 1Z or 2Z, somebody saying this is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually getting live feedback. So we're constantly trying to make the product a better product. That's one thing that I have always been, hugely happy with, that we've never really just settled. It's always pushed the envelope. And again, we do it in-house. So I think that's another advantage that we have. We can come up with an idea, but if you're limited to the factory you're dealing with, they might not have the capacity to do certain things. We're just trying to constantly push it, and since we can do it in-house, it does open up a lot more capabilities of what you see Holosun pushing out from a technology standpoint.
Yeah. By the way, there's I'm not going to say every company, but there's lots of companies making stuff in China, in the optics world. And a lot of this has to do with how much what kind of oversight you have of those companies, quality control, all that kind of stuff that goes on there. I remember when Holosuns were really getting out there in stores, and I would run into people like, oh, what do you think about this? I'm like, hey man, I've been like that ACSS red dot, been using that thing for years. And I remember at first it was that, and now I think people recognize it, and I see people like using them more and more and more, which says you guys have done the work there. You're responsible for the reputation of it. You've been building on that, right, and improving the products and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if there's any other questions in that realm, but I just wanted us to cover that, right?
No, we appreciate it. Yeah. And the only thing I'll add to that is the main thing that, I always tell people is we don't consider ourselves salesmen. We've always been a proponent of just give us a chance and try the product for yourself. Let the product speak for itself. And I have to knock on wood that it's done a pretty good job. And, the masses have given us that opportunity to try to become a Holosun customer. And thankfully we're doing some decent stuff, because we're obviously where we're at now, so we're doing something.
Yeah, and when you have savages like Trey, man, running around with those
I destroy.
Yeah, he knows. He knows. Yeah, that's not even like, I don't think I'm underestimating Trey's savagery.
Water destroys everything. Trust me.
Yeah, Kathleen Music Lover wants to ask us, and we're gonna definitely get into questions. I see people asking me a whole bunch of questions about like the 501. What was it, 507? Yeah. So Kathleen Music Lover wants to know what's your warranty on the pistol red dots? What's the warranty in general over at Holosun?
So Holosun, a couple years ago, they kind of divided the entire product line to what they call classic and elite. The only thing that makes a product elite is either it's not a red reticle, so it's either a green reticle or a gold reticle version, or it's a titanium housing as opposed to a standard aluminum housing. The classic line has a limited lifetime warranty, as opposed to the elite line has just a standard lifetime warranty. It's still extremely similar. The only thing that we do have different is from I'll use the term professional use, but like law enforcement, military, we do have a fixed 3-year warranty. Unless obviously if we're doing a contract or something, we can obviously stipulate that to different terms, but that's pretty standard.
Okay, all right, cool. So let's do this. Let's jump into questions. Trey, if you got any comments or anything like that, we'll do that now. Let me just tell everyone, smash the thumbs up. Smash those thumbs ups right now. Go ahead. Thumbs up.
I've just put my Holosun through the ringer, and I've never had to use the warranty, ever. So if you guys are worried about warranty, maybe you should worry about the product actually holding up in the first place and not have to worry about the warranty as much. I'm already looking at the 512T for my, sorry, I'm tired, for my Legion. I'm running X5 Legion. I'm going to put that on there. We've been talking about that. It's pretty sexy. I was looking at it with one of my friends. He had it on his pistol. We were messing around with it. I'm like, yeah. That thing really rolls, and it's tough. And I was
do you have one of those over there, Lewis? So you guys want to talk about? Let's talk about the pistol ones first. Okay, yeah. Let's.
Telling you that's the way. That's the way of the future, right here in his hand.
So that's the 512, Lewis.
That's the 509.
509? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
512 is a rifle optic.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. So that's the 509.
Sorry, I got them mixed up. My bad.
Yeah.
no, yeah, it's good. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean, pistol optics right now. I mean, it's the hottest topic. Period.
Mhm.
What can we say? Not only from a consumer standpoint, but even from LE and military.
Mhm.
It's an extremely hot topic. It's going to be pretty standard, in my personal opinion. I
He was
said in 2018 that it would be standard by 2020. A lot of people looked at me kind of crazy.
Mhm.
No, it's
Right
not. It's
now,
not crazy. We're seeing all LE go to red dots.
right now, if I were to give you a projection, I'm probably out of the T&E requests that we get from agencies that test product, easily 75% of them to 80% is
Mhm.
all about pistol optics.
Really? Okay. So I'll
It's
go. I'll let me see here. I'll go and throw up some. I'll throw up some stuff on the website too while we're talking. Let's see if we can do this here. So the pistol ones is the 509, 508, 507, and 407, right?
Right. And
Okay.
then not only that, so those are those are all, 507C, 408T,
Mm-hmm.
509T. Those are the
Okay.
full size. The other main thing that we have is the new micros that we released
Okay.
this year too, which are the K versions, 407K and 507K. And
Okay.
those are like your 365s and other size pistols as well in that category.
Oh, okay. So on the website, where would I find those?
So yeah, so they have it. That's just divided. I'm just looking at the website. What you have
Yeah, I'm
here.
trying to figure out where those would be.
Yeah. So probably if you go back and you just go to just pistol optics, this should be able to populate everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Um, this- the C's. Okay, I don't think it still doesn't show the smaller ones.
Yeah, that small one popped up on that banner when you went to the main page. If not, I'll just say pop on the right hand side on the
Right, like the
top.
open reflex. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I see how the website's working. Okay, so that's what's in the banner at the top, right? Huh?
Yeah, not well. I know. Websites are always a work in progress, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yes, they are, and
that's
they're a money pit. You always put your money there.
that's
Man,
throughout the firearms industry. I already had a rant about that the other day.
it's a
I'll
battle,
spare
man.
you. I'll spare
It's
you that one. Yeah, I don't know why. I think that companies really need to invest some money into their websites, man. And bigger companies. I'm not necessarily saying that about Holosun. I know it's not one of the bigger companies out there. The bigger companies need to have their websites look like a platform. It should look more like YouTube or something like that, or Facebook. Just my
like,
opinion.
like you said, I don't disagree with you, but like you said, it's a problem of not even much money. I mean,
Hmm.
money's part of it, but time, man.
Hmm.
It's a time hog. You
Hmm.
need a crew to be able to just keep up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You do. It'll be. But I think it's going to become more and more important. So
Well,
I'll,
if they keep us locked up behind closed doors, yeah, I would agree.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm trying to spare you my rant, Lewis. I'm
Not the job of avoidance, obviously.
yeah.
Leading it on, so why not?
I got really worked up about this the other day, and I'm trying not to get into that here.
What can I tell you?
Yeah, I mean, let's get the people some red dots. So do you have any of the smaller ones?
Yeah,
The
sure.
ones that go on pistols?
Yeah, so just kind of give
Yeah,
you
let's see what you
a
got here. Let's
little
do
bit,
some show and tell here, Lewis.
yeah, a little bit of a
Uh,
comparison
yeah.
here.
I hope you also have some future models. Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah. I went through that saga, by the way, with Adam, where like he was coming on and there was a new, I forgot which one was coming out. Something new was coming out and it got sent to him by UPS or something. But they
so well, depending if it was this year.
Mhm.
So Holosun pistol optics just in general. So we
Mhm.
released the first set of pistol optics back in Black Friday 2017 officially.
Mhm.
And then 2020, we did a few things. We first released a couple of new products, and then we actually re-evolved the existing lineup. Let me see if I just kind of have an old sample just to kind of give you an idea. So this is kind of the old unit here. as
Okay.
far as what we did prior. So
Mm-hmm.
the main thing was battery mounted underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other immediate tell is you have the small control buttons here.
Okay.
So the main thing that we did across the board for 2020, so this is the exact same product here, but in a 2020 version. So the main change, we went to a side mount battery tray.
Yeah, so you don't have to take it off.
Correct. And then what I call the user-friendly size buttons.
Bigger.
Yeah.
So that
right.
was changed
Mhm.
across the entire pistol optic lineup.
Okay.
And
So
then
this is all for 2020. So this is how, if someone's seeing these out there used or whatever, you could tell like what's new line and what's came before
Correct.
that, right? Okay.
right, everything prior to 2020 had the battery underneath. Everything current from 2020, or what we call version 2s for the existing lineup, has all side mount battery tray.
Okay. And then what battery is it? Like a CR123 or?
So this is a on the current lineup, it's a CR1632 battery.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about half the size of a 2032.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we are averaging, depending on the reticle, on a 2 MOA dot on a mid-level. So we usually use setting 6 of 12 as a reference for battery
Mhm.
life. You're looking at about 50,000 hours of continuous capable battery life. And then if you're running the ring dot reticle combination, you're looking at about 20,000 hours of continuous battery life.
Okay, very cool. By the way, let me give a big shout out to Mr. Guns and Gear. He's out there. Salute to Mr. Guns and Gear. He says, Lewis, what's up, brother?
What's up, Mike?
So shout out to Mike out there dropping in on us. All right, so let's see. Where were we here?
So pistol optics.
Pistols. Okay, so for 2020, you guys changed the battery tray, made the buttons easier. What other options are we looking at for this year?
So from the existing lineup, the only other major change was, so we have the traditional round design as far as housing. Back prior to 2020, we offered the 508. We released it very shortly, which was our same pistol optic, but in a grade 5 titanium housing.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for 2020, when we were working on the enclosed 509, we figured some stuff out, and we wanted to make the titanium versions, if you want to consider them the premium options, we wanted to make a little bit of a difference. So for the 2020 508, we did this the square industrial design. And the reason why we switched on this unit specifically, and then the 509, which is the fully enclosed version, you'll see has the same characteristics, it's giving us better results under drop testing protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Trijicon is the king of the drop. Nobody's going to take that away from them because they have the patent on what I call the horns or ears, or however people describe them. But it's the reason why they perform as well as they do when it comes to the drop test.
Okay.
Nobody can really infringe on that. We just figured out a few other things, did a little bit differently, and we're still getting very good results in reference to
not without paying them. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But as Trey illustrated, for 2020, again, we did a few new things. So obviously, the enclosed 509. This has really been the main talk of the town, especially from a law enforcement standpoint. It's been really huge for us. We've already won one major tender with it already.
Okay.
There's a few other things happening already with it as well. I think from a duty use, I think all the way around, if you want my personal opinion, I think it's going to be more of the normality. Not having to worry about getting anything stuck in an emitter and possibly blocking it, or if you live like all of us do here in southeastern United States, where humidity is always at 90%.
Right.
Every time you walk out of your car, your house, you fog up on a single pane of glass. By having a fully enclosed system that mitigates that, just like your standard scopes and your standard closed red dots. So I think this will start becoming more of a standard. Obviously, it involves a little bit of a proprietary footprint. We can't just easily mount to the existing system because there's no holes in it. It would no longer be sealed. So that's the only slight disadvantage that it has, but it's easily work around in reference to that. The biggest thing for us, and I think for the industry though, has been what I call compact carry optics ready systems. Your 65s, your Hellcats, your Walther PPSs. Smith has their I forgot what it's called now. Shield, I believe.
M&P.
Yeah. These compact optic systems are really becoming a big thing. So we took, what we were doing, and we basically shrank it.
Made a smaller version. Very
So
nice.
all of the same technology is in about the third of the size. So this is where the K series came out. So we have the 407K and the 507K. The main difference, so new for Holosun, is the first time the 407K is going to offer a 6 MOA dot. So we've never done that ever. And then the 5 series will have the traditional 2 MOA dot, 32 MOA ring that you can run it as a dot only, a ring only, or the combination of both. The cool thing with this particular optic, Holosun's lineup, regardless if we're talking the most cheapest product or the most expensive product, there's always certain attributes that we have always wanted to maintain across the board as standards. Some of those things are everything we make for the most part right now is night vision compatible.
Okay.
Everything has minimum recoil ratings. So you're looking at about 1,000 Gs on rifle optics, and you're looking at least 5,000 on the pistol optics. But the other big one is waterproof. Everything we make at the moment is minimum IP67 certified. So that means you can fully submerge it up to 3 feet for 30 minutes continuous. That I know of up till this moment, this K series is the only waterproof optic in its category size.
Okay.
So it's been one of the big reasons why too we've been getting a lot of hits on this system. A lot of people carrying appendix carrying stuff. Here, like I said, us in Florida, it gets muggy and we sweat like crazy. It's been one of those concerns. So that was one of the few things. So unfortunately, everybody would love everybody to share the same footprint to make life easier of, I want to try X product versus Y product just to be able to mount it. That wasn't attainable, but we got pretty close. I mean, so we can mount on some of the popular stuff that's out there. Some of the other guns, there has to be some minor modification done to it. But again, we've been milling guns for, I don't know, at least the last 8 or 10 years already. So to make a small modification, I don't think it's too big of an issue, but that has to be the judgment call of the owner at the end of the day on what they want to do with their weapon system.
Yeah, I think so. Go ahead.
No, I'll say, but I think this is going to be much more common, and you're going to start seeing, I think, especially for 2021, we're going to see a lot more companies, manufacturers really come into play with options to do a lot of these ready-to-go packages or compatible packages for optics and pistols.
Oh, okay. And so I think Kathleen, Music Lover, wanted to know, how do you mount the 509, and what is that?
The one I forgot the name of the plate, but he had a plate that he had added to his Legion, and it had a rear raised sight so you still had a rear sight, but he had a plate you just put on there and put the 509 right on it. It was pretty sweet, actually, but I do not remember what plate it was called. So sorry.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah. So on the 509, so the 509 from an enclosed pistol offering available currently on the market, we have a pretty nice advantage. If I just, hopefully you can probably see this. So, this is our standard 508, 507. So, we share the same footprint as the Trijicon RMR.
Okay.
So anywhere the Trijicon RMR, our system's compatible. If I actually put the 509 next to it, I believe you can see there's a gap here. The 509 is actually shorter than a 507 or a 508. So the advantage that we have from an enclosed optic is not only will this mount on a universal optic system like an M&P Core or a Glock Mos, if you have a pre-cut slide, like you have a Factory Glock Slide with an RMR cut, this will actually still fit in there. The way that we're shipping these is in the box, it'll come with a 507C adapter plate. So anywhere you can mount a standard 507C from Holosun or 407 or 508, you would put that adapter plate, screw it on, and then this unit basically just clamps on. So it's kind of like a Picatinny in a way. If you're running let's say an MOS, a Universal Optic System, we plan on releasing direct adapter plates, so you don't have to use a multitude of plates to get it to work. It's just one direct adapter plate. And right now, the only other company that immediately has adapter plates ready to go, because they've worked with us, is C&H Precision. They've been making a lot of plates, especially in the LE side. A lot of agencies have been using them. They also have some options, so you can just do direct mounting systems to get proper height offset and minimize that stacking of plates in other circumstances.
Yeah, so that brings up this question here: what's better, getting the slide cut or the plates? I'm assuming the slide, but I know there's a lot of guns just coming with the plates. So what's the better option here?
I mean, obviously, to avoid less chance of something going wrong, a direct slide cut is always going to be best. Let me backtrack a little bit there. It depends on what optic. I usually stand pretty unbiased, to be honest with you. In my opinion, if I'm going to cut a slide right now, I would do the Trijicon / Holosun footprint, because it still allows you options. You have a variety of systems. If you have the existing gun, if you're buying a new gun, by all means, I would go with an optics ready system that uses plates, because it allows you, you might like X product today, but maybe Y company comes out with something cool and newer. Well, now if you have a fixed slide that's been pre-milled, you might not be able to adapt it. So, I mean, if you have the existing weapon, send it out, get milled, save the money, spend it on ammo and training. But if you're going to buy a new weapon, I would probably go with an optics ready system that'll allow me that much more versatility. It's more future proof.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
All right. Does Trey, do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, 100% agree.
Okay.
Because they're going to conform to what the market's going with. So if it's already optics ready, it's already ready to go. They're not going to come out and you get a lot of guys that design this, design that, but having something that's pretty standard is very important. Body armor is another example of that. Body armor is not standardized. So there's a couple companies that I've been dealing with. They're trying to standardize their body armor. And make that pretty standard. So not to shift gears, but just kind of like an example. But I tell you what, man, like I said, mine's tough. I put mine through the water, salt water, beating it. I've yet to have any problems with it at all. I mean, it looks pretty bad. It's on my gun, though. That's the problem. I would be showing it to you guys if I could take it off.
Right.
Well, if I remember, and I believe this might have happened at Trey's facility, one of the first social media guys, at least on Instagram, that we worked with back then, was part of, I forgot the group that he was with, but he went out, and I think they did this at Trey's facility. They took the 403C and he was holding the gun, the rifle, and somebody came behind him with a 2x4. And as he was holding the gun, they hammered it with a 2x4. And I remember, because I have the picture somewhere, the impression is kind of like the Tom and Jerry cartoons. And you see, Jerry's impression sticking his tongue out at him. It was that same thing. The silhouette of the the optic was embedded into the 2x4, but they kept on trucking.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So let's get this. Actually, Digital Profit 4D83 wants to know, how has COVID affected Holosun production and inventory?
Well, unfortunately, COVID's affected everybody.
From home.
I mean, we had to obviously shut down for several weeks and get everything back up and running. Thankfully, because we are, in the industry, what they call vertically integrated, so we outsource anything. It's all done in-house. We were able to get back up pretty quickly. I mean, right now, as a whole, I mean, not even just our industry, but many industries, everybody's getting hammered by this thing in several ways. a lot of people have stayed home, so now they've picked up hobbies that weren't normal before. You can't find guns and ammo. You can't find swimming pools. You can't find free weights. You can't find bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find sewing machines.
Wow.
But people are like, well, what does that have to do with it? Everybody's using the same raw materials. Everybody's using plastic.
Yeah.
Everybody's using aluminum. Everybody's using steel, metal.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these high demands have put depleted on a lot of stuff. So that's some of the strain.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, believe it or not, one of the other things people are not taking into consideration, we're getting hammered by shipping. We've experienced several delays just because of shipping situations.
Shipping the stuff into you guys or shipping it out to the customers? All of that. Globally. Okay.
Globally. Even here local, we'll call to get a pickup. They don't show up till several days later. Or, medical this week has a prioritization trying to get, medical supplies needed for the people fighting, this headache of a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it gets pushed back. So, it's literally it's been a hell of a landslide of just problems. So, it's much bigger. We are not sitting on product. We are not holding back product.
Why would you do? That's not even a good business model.
You'd be surprised at some of the conversations that we hear.
Okay.
But all I can tell you, all I can tell your listeners and our customers is, first and foremost, we appreciate what you guys have been doing. We appreciate the loyalty. We appreciate the patience. Unfortunately, I have to ask you for a little more of it. We've bumped up a good chunk in production already. Holosun, knock on wood, was already on a pretty big upswing, thankfully, just because of what we've been doing. This pandemic situation has just injected that much more headache into the problem. So it's just multiplied, unfortunately, a lot of the delays and stuff even further. The demand, we're seeing it all over the place. The demand versus supply, that thing is so off out of balance, it's not even funny.
Yeah. Gun sales, just gun sales with all the rioting and looting and, this has been a lot of civil unrest, I guess we can call it.
Well, and rightfully so that a lot of the consumers and the public have decided to take action. If I'm not mistaken, I think they estimated for the NSSF from March 15th to I think it was July 3rd, I think it was estimated about 8.3 million guns were sold.
Yep.
And I believe for the month of June, according to the NICS system, I think it was something like 70% minimum was first-time gun buyers.
Yep.
So people
We've
are
seen them come out to the range like crazy.
Yeah. So everybody right now, it's hope for the best and prep for the worst. I hate to say that, but that's kind of, unfortunately, I guess, a situation that we're in. So because there's been so much of a huge injection of business, it's putting a toll on us and on everybody. And we are really just trying to keep up. We went from, to be honest with you, I could have a dealer place an order and we might say, hey, it might be a few weeks. And then from a few weeks, it went to a couple of months. And then right now, I've got products that honestly, if it might take 4, 5, 6 months in order to get fulfilled because of how crazy the demand is. I won't say any names, but you brought up at the very beginning ammo. I already heard today 1 year wait time.
Wow.
For ammo.
Okay.
Because of the sheer amount of demand that there is. So
yeah. And it's not dropping off.
No, it's increasing.
Yeah.
I think we're definitely going to, I won't get into politics, but my personal opinion is we're probably going to be seeing this through at least some part of 2021 for sure.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Trey?
Yeah, I agree. Are you talking about the ammo demand or the COVID?
No. I think that just the demand in general for firearms.
Blast through what's in the warehouses and blast through inventory and stuff. What becomes the problem is exactly what Lewis said: components. Yeah, I can get primers, gunpowder, and I get brass. I can't get slugs, or vice versa, whatever it is. So, and then it becomes kind of a bump effect. So it affects down the line, and so Yeah, we're getting ammo out and we're doing different stuff, but in 3 months there's going to be a shortage of slugs, and I'm just using an example.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to be able to get ammo. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we're making some moves on that to get ammo and do different stuff, but I didn't even increase my price. I left it the same because I make my little bit, they make their little bit, everybody's happy.
Yeah,
I don't
but we're
see
we're running into supply
cheaper than
walls right
they're
now.
charging 3 times the amount of whatever a case of ammo is.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man, that's ridiculous. Mark
Mm-hmm.
it up 20%, make your little bit of profit, and be happy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Listen, 507K, this little thing right here, we were alluded to it, and I'll just bring it up. And I would tell people, please just give us some patience. And I know it's easier said than done. We've seen people that bought it. They've been flipping. This product right here is about $290, give or take, street price.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it on eBay for more than $500 and people paying for it.
and sell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sell. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So it's I mean, it's, as we said, it's everybody is getting affected. It hurts us to say that we can't get our products out to the consumers that have it on back order, or maybe they prepaid the order or something, with one of their online local dealers, excuse me, and are just waiting. No product is sitting in our warehouse. As soon as it's made and it's checked and everything is done, we flip it out as quickly as we can. It's just literally the sheer demand has just put a huge strain.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys, either one of you, both of you could jump in on this one here. What do you think about all of this? It's like we wanted everyone to be into guns, which everyone should be. I believe that, right? Everyone should believe in it. I think it's something that doesn't have anything to do with politics. But now, all of a sudden, with everything going on, everyone is into guns and everything is being bought.
Get training, take the time to actually talk and do research.
Mm-hmm.
We see people coming out, and a guy's like, I want to concealed carry Glock 17. And he comes out, he's like 5'4".
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, it's a little big of a gun. So at least he did a gun trial.
Mm-hmm.
So when he came out, I had a Glock 17 and a couple other guns. And he picks up the 17. He goes, that's pretty big, isn't it? And I go, yeah. Who told you that? Oh, my uncle told me that. He was this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he don't know what he's talking about. Go out, handle these guns before you buy them. Get some expert opinion on them. I mean, I rent out guns at my range. I'm sure other ranges do that. It's not, like only on my range does that. Go and rent these guns out, shoot them, see if you like them, and then go buy them.
Yeah, but I think, so I agree with you on that. You're absolutely right. Under normal conditions, with no time pressures, that's what people would be doing. Unfortunately, what's happening here, everyone just feels under pressure like, wow, okay, I've got to be able to defend.
Then don't buy it.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to get a gun you're going to shoot yourself with or not carry it.
Mm-hmm.
Due diligence is definitely key. I mean, it's like you said, it's good because we want, we would like more awareness, from a pro 2A standpoint, and make sure people are exercising their rights and want to have you. But do your due diligence at the end of the day too. Don't put yourself in a situation that, you buy a gun and you don't properly store it or something else, and God forbid something negative happens.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that either, because then that's just going to cause more ruckus for us in the long run.
Yeah. Get training, get educated. Stop going out and listen. Look, husbands are not automatically firearms instructors. I'm sorry, ladies. I get it all the time. The last lady, she came out, super nice lady. Her husband was great, but he kept walking over, and I go, you got to go. What do you mean? You got to leave us alone. She's trying to pick her gun. Get out of here. Don't come back. If you come back again, I'm going to knock you out. And she starts giggling because she knows I'm right. I'm like, you got to go, man. And so she was more comfortable. She picked the gun she wanted that fit her hand, not something that her husband wanted for future use, which is what we see a lot.
Right. Yeah.
And get some training, please. Don't just go buy a gun and then blast your foot off. Because I've seen it all. We had a guy come in, he goes, I always wanted to get a gun, but I never bought a gun because I was afraid I was going to shoot myself. And I'm like, yeah. And then he's telling me the gun he wants, and I go, he wants a Taurus Judge to carry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I love my Taurus Judge, but it ain't a carry gun. Not by the long shot. Maybe for your car or your home defense. So I said, here's my card. Give me a call. Come out, try some different guns. We'll find the one you ain't going to blast your foot off with. or jam down your pants and blow your junk off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so take some time, listen to some professionals, and get some real advice, and stop listening to your uncle or your brother or your cousin. You know, there are cooks in the military. That doesn't mean everybody in the military is special forces or a firearms expert. Promise you that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop listening to these guys.
And being in the military 20, 30 years ago, you know, is a little bit different than being in the military right now. And you're right, what people do there, you know, someone being in law enforcement a long time ago versus today, it's all different. And we're all different people, and different things are going to work for us. So,
yep.
You know, and
Well,
we can't overstate training, I guess.
You know, we see it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies come out, they want to do some training, but my husband always loaded it. Well, no, not today. He's not. You're going to learn how to load it. You're going to learn how to handle it.
Yeah.
You know, I go over the 4 rules, pretty basic stuff, loading mag, handling the gun, everything from scratch. I basically build them up. And sometimes it's basically them learning how to load the gun, shoot it, load the gun, shoot it. Your husband is not a firearms instructor. I hate to tell you that. And his patience level is about that much. He has that much patience with you because he's been married to you for 20 years.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So,
I feel like you just gave Hank a new shirt idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, your husband has that much experience in gun handling. I see it all the time.
My husband is not an automatic firearms expert.
Yeah, that's right. It's true.
Yeah, there's lots of those out there.
The stuff.
Yeah, and this is not about badassery. I mean, we were talking about some stuff yesterday where people are getting into this and just feel automatically they're a badass. That's not really what this is about. And I know that right now there's lots of politicians on the other side saying that the uptick in violence is based on, you know, the uptick in firearm sales. I don't really believe that. I don't believe that people who are out there legally buying these guns are the ones. Obviously, it's the people who are breaking laws and committing crimes. And you know, in the desperation here, it's getting worse. Like, drug dealers don't stop drug dealing. You know, there's no days off in gangs and all that kind of stuff.
Less likely to respond now. That's become the problem.
Yeah. So if you really want to, if you're doing it because you're looking at everything happening, and you're worried about that, you really do want to think about what you're doing and slow this down and make sure you make the right choices. Because if you don't have that on you, if you don't have that thing that you bought on you, regardless of what it is, it's totally useless to you. And it might be on you and still be totally useless to you if you don't know what to do with it.
You're a walking holster. We call you a walking holster.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't use it to defend yourself, you're just holding it for somebody else to take it from you and use it against you.
Yeah.
You're a walking holster.
Yeah, and so please, like, I know there are lots of people out there who do know a little bit more about this. You know, just try to use so when your friends are coming to you, asking for advice, that kind of stuff's happening to me all the time. Try to point them in the right direction. I think a little bit of what Trey's saying goes a long way here. Because you've owned guns for a long time doesn't make you the perfect person to teach everyone, but you are a good resource to tell people, hey, go look here, go look there. There's a great range over here. This guy does a training over here. You know, take some time to do that kind of stuff. You know, I think it'll go a long way to help people.
Definitely.
Yeah, so let's get into, let me see, there's some other stuff here. John Doe wants to know, what's the Aimpoint Acro killer? I know I'm way behind in the chat. There's lots of comments. So what's the Aimpoint Acro killer out there? I know that's...
Well,
very important question here. Very important, Lois.
Yeah, so, well, the only product that we would have equivalent to an Aimpoint Acro would be the 509 fully enclosed optic.
Right.
So I'm assuming that is his reference.
Yeah, and how much is the 509 again?
Street price is going to be about $430.
$430. Okay. Unless you overpay in this craziness going on right now. When are you guys going to have these available? Are they available right now? When are you guys going to have them available?
So the standard products, as far as pistol optics, 407s, 507s, 508s, those have already been shipping on a regular basis. 509s, we hopefully will start shipping sometime next month. And then as far as the compact carry stuff, same thing. We've been shipping already for a couple of weeks now, the 507Ks, and we should start shipping the 4 Series pretty soon here too, we hope for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good to know. Let's see. And then Brick says, is there an LVPO coming from Holosun? Okay, what's LVPO stand for?
Low variable powered optic. So
Boom.
basically
There you
like
go.
a 1 to 4, 1 to 6, 1 to 8. The only thing Holosun currently does from a magnified standpoint is a 3x magnifier. We released it in 2019. So far, it's been pretty good for us. The main thing, it kind of goes back to, kind of the beginning of the conversation, which is since we do everything in-house, if we can, then we'll try to go that route. The 3x magnifier is kind of the first step into glass, if you kind of want to, use that term or that referral. So, I mean, nothing is off the table, but nothing is in the immediate future. So, I mean, it's just time will tell. And also the industry and kind of the trends will kind of tell, too, of what's going on. We kind of try to use that as a buffer tube. Unfortunately, if I were to say, hey, let's make a low-powered variable right now, it's not like we can do something in the next 3 months. The market could be hot right now, but it might take, to properly develop something, year and a half, 2 years. That trend might be long and gone by the time you come to market. So
yeah,
it's possible, but not in the immediate future, at least.
Yeah. What are you guys selling more, rifle optics or pistol optics?
It's really not that far off.
Okay.
To be quite honest with you, I mean, I'm just trying to think in my mind some of the numbers that we've discussed internally. I mean, it's 510C is probably the most. Well, I have a special variation of it, but 510C is the most popular rifle optic we've made, especially competition PCC. This thing kind of just took by storm. We won almost every major event with it for the last couple of years.
Okay, what's the 510? What's that going for?
Average street price is about $300.
300. Okay.
And then on the pistol standpoint, we still have 407s, 507s, 508s. But the sheer numbers, I mean, the popular products are definitely what's pushed out there as far as, on top of the list. But I would say, I mean, if I were to probably put a number, I'd maybe say right now, I think it's still maybe close, like 50-50, 60-40. I don't think it's really that far off.
Okay. You agree with that, Trey? I mean, I know you're out there selling stuff.
I don't know about the sale portion, but, I mean, for us, that's what we're seeing. They go on everything. I mean, you see them on pistols, you see them on rifles. We're starting to see quite a bit of them, and, they do really well. Like I said, I pushed mine pretty hard because it works. I wouldn't put it on my gun if it didn't work. I've done that before, destroyed equipment. Guys, this thing will hold up to anything. And then a week later, I send them back in a box in pieces. And the guy's like, whoa, what'd you do to this thing? Jumped out of a helicopter in the fucking lake with it. What do you think I did? So, I mean, I'm not, I'm extremely abusive.
Casually jumped out of the helicopter.
Sorry, Google. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
You do have a lake.
Yeah, he has a helicopter.
You have had a few choppers while I've been there.
Yes,
so
I have. You've been there.
Just very casually throw that out there,
Yeah. But it holds up, man. They're tough. I just can't say enough. I don't get me wrong. I go out there and, if I take a sledgehammer to it, I could destroy it.
Yeah, you could destroy anything if you really want to.
Beat it on a boat. It'll hold up. I promise you. All day.
Yeah. Alan Powell, the greatest troll to ever live. That's the name. That's the
short screen name.
Yeah, that's the name. He says, which one has the RMR? Which ones have the RMR footprint? Which I think we just spoke about, but you could hit that again.
So 407Cs, 507Cs, and 508Ts are same footprint, compatible with the Trijicon RMR.
Okay, there you go. And he also backs that up, saying, I've been looking every day for 407C or 507C for months. Yes, and DC2 Mega Boost says, yep, still waiting on mine for a few months now.
Yeah, I mean, so again, we get back into that rabbit hole. Not to put the blame on anybody, but number one, we haven't stopped. We're pushing it out. We try to treat all of our orders as first come, first served basis in order. The only thing that, because we get this phone call quite a bit, or this email, or this instant message
Mm-hmm.
through social media, hey, I put an order through, X location 3 months ago, and they haven't told me anything. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We're sharing the wealth with everybody as far as product, when we make it, when we ship it out. The one variable that we can never attest to is, I don't know where you bought it from, how many people prior to you bought it.
Mm-hmm.
How far back are you on their waiting list?
Mm-hmm.
That's the other big part of the equation that makes a determination of when you might get a product.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know that, and obviously, that's none of our business from a dealer standpoint, so that's all on the dealer. But I mean, all I can say is, we are shipping every single day. The stuff doesn't sit on the shelves. I mean, once it's made, we're pushing it out as quickly as we can.
Mm-hmm.
And still, obviously, I mean, we're not trying to, push stuff out just to make the numbers. We still got to try to maintain the quality. Otherwise, we're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's key. So there is a balance there of, there's only so much you can maintain parameters on a given basis. But we're working 110% to get stuff out there. So I mean, unfortunately, that's the only thing that I wouldn't be able to give an answer on, is those variables. Who did you order it with? How far back are you on their list? How many did they order? I mean, you could have had somebody, take pre-orders and they forgot to put the order in manufacturer, or how are they getting it? It's unfortunately, it's just too many variables, really.
Yeah. Do you recommend people to buy direct from you guys, or what's your?
You don't sell direct.
Okay, you don't. Okay. Okay.
No. You don't
All
sell
right. So they
direct.
have to. So what's the top place carrying your stuff? Primary Arms, Optics Planet.
So from a online retailer,
Mm-hmm.
all of the major online retailers, OP, Midway, Brownells, Primary Arms,
Mm-hmm.
All those guys carry our product.
Mm-hmm.
All of the major distributors for, your local dealers, carry our product as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's just a matter of, you might get online, and I'm just going to use Optics Planet just as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Might be lucky that you log on today and all of a sudden it shows one in stock.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
You better press that button, smash it.
Because everybody else is pushing that button too.
And you resolve the problem in 35 minutes. But at the same time, you might spend, like you said, 3 months trying to search, and you're scouring the internet, and you don't find anything, not because we're not shipping, but it might be that, and again, I'll just use them as an example. Optics Planet might have, X amount of units on back order, and what they're doing is, hey, I got to fulfill my back orders in order as well. And that's why you don't see something on their website as readily available. Again, man, we've been blessed that Holosun as a company has been on a huge upswing. So if we take COVID out of this equation, we were already looking at a crazy year. Thankfully, just because of the products we've been able to push out, unique, the features, the quality, and the price point, just being kind of that perfect storm, this pandemic situation has just literally multiplied the problem even more.
Yeah.
And now it's just, I tell people all the time, this, in my personal opinion, this is not a good thing. This is a problem. I want things to go back to normal. When you tell somebody, hey, I've got 2 or 3 weeks of back order, to me, that's a good problem. But if I tell you as my dealer, hey, you want X product, I'm sorry, it might be 5-6 months if you place an order now. To me, that's not a good thing.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, this is the middle of summer, so typically at this time, this is like the gun world's not selling stuff like this.
Figure out how to move product.
Yeah, this is not happening. Even for me, I would still be normally doing the podcast and putting out gun videos and things like that, but not as intensely. It's been really, really intense where we haven't really taken much time off. Even if we're not here, we're up to something else. I mean, it's pretty intense. I would say have patience, use tactics. Like you can get on email lists and stuff like that, or there's people that have those email notify things, right? When something comes into stock.
I mean, You know, if you guys remember, you know, 2013 Sandy Hook, we thought it was crazy. This is a drop in the bucket, in my opinion, compared to then. And
This is nonstop. Yeah, this is nonstop.
And it's not going to stop for a while.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
Carry guns, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy carry guns.
Yeah.
We get them in, gone.
Mm-hmm.
I got a list of people that ask me, I'm looking for this, this, and this, and this. Right when they come in, I call them. It's here. Guy's like, well, okay, thank you. And then I just call somebody else and it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Gone.
I mean,
it's crazy. It's nuts. Anything.
To put it in a perspective, maybe for, I guess, if we have listeners that are first timers or maybe that don't have that much knowledge, but on an automated system prior to this pandemic, the average turnaround time, if you were, you know, if obviously, you know, clean record, no issue, you didn't have a very common name, you might get a NICS background check done within 10 to 15 minutes. Right now, I'm hearing from every dealer
24 hours.
24 hours.
24 hours. I've seen it.
Yeah. So if somebody takes that into perspective and you try to do that rationality of a ratio, that's literally, unfortunately, the same headache we as manufacturers are dealing with right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if we can. So DCG44s, he's asked us a couple of times. He says, "Can we hear about the new TI Magnifier?" So there you go.
Yes.
Got that question in. So do you have one?
Magic. Here it comes.
I am pretty sure actually I do, but it's on a gun.
Oh. Yeah.
So, and obviously we don't want to.
No.
Take off Google gods.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But here is our 3x magnifier.
Mm-hmm.
So the cool thing with our 3x magnifier, it's flip to the side, it's friction, so there's no like detents or release switches to do it. That I still know of, again, up to this current moment, we technically have the longest eye relief of any 3x magnifier on the market. The cool thing with the magnifier when we release it is because of the design, since it mounts here in the middle. So in the box, you get a spacer. So right now, this unit is set up as an absolute co-witness. It comes with a spacer. You can take it up to a lower 1/3. For all of you left-handed shooters out there, you can take this unit, take the 2 screws out, flip it 180 degrees on the mount, and then it'll flip to the left. Mm-hmm. So now it's left-handed shooter compatible. Mm. The Titanium Magnifier, what we mainly did was the overall design is basically the same as this. It is now, obviously, instead of aluminum, it'll be grade 5 titanium, but the physical size, we shrunk it probably to right about here. It's about a 25 to 30% shrink.
Yeah.
So that's basically the main thing.
Yeah. So here's something that I'm gonna do here, Lewis. For a second, we're gonna go away from you. Yeah, I don't know if you see my eyes right now. We're gonna go away from you. We're gonna go to Trey for a second here, so you can actually get the one that you have in a box somewhere. And show us that one, right, Trey?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
welcome to the Hank Strange show.
We'll have Lewis here in a second.
Jazz hands.
Yeah.
I've been looking at that 509. I think it's pretty sweet. I'm definitely going to get that on my gun. It is pretty damn sexy.
Are you guys getting any of the Holosun optics in the store at all, Trey? Or you're like?
Yes, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
So, all right, I think he's back.
So you don't have any of the ones that these guys are looking for, right? I was just wondering, like.
No. And that magnifier is pretty sweet. That's the first time I've seen the small one. He showed me the big one last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is cool.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
So, yeah, if I kind of, put it side by side.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah.
That is a huge difference.
Yeah. What's the weight savings on that? Wow.
So, I'm glad you brought that up, only because that's pretty common confusion. Titanium is actually heavier than aluminum.
Oh, what?
It's not lighter.
Okay.
The reason why we associate titanium with being lighter is because, so I use a 70-75 comparison. So for us, grade 5 titanium versus 70-75 is roughly about 2.7 times stronger tensile strength. Mm-hmm. So because it's that much stronger, you can go thinner and still have the same structural integrity as if you were trying to make that product in aluminum.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that at Holosun. We still use the same thickness. So this same product, well, that would be a bad example. But if I gave you, for example, we make a 515 GM, so kind of a small micro size micro system.
Mm-hmm.
We make it in aluminum, we make it in a titanium.
Mm-hmm.
You actually feel the weight. The titanium is actually slightly heavier, and it's because the thickness of the overall body, we didn't design it thinner.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thickness. So what you actually gain is you gain the full strength advantage of the titanium.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so think of it this way. If I gave you
I didn't know that.
If I gave you a 1/4 inch piece of aluminum, I can maybe give you the same strength and weight savings as an 1/8 of an inch of titanium. This is thinner and lighter, but it's the same strength. But if I give you both materials at the same thickness, then you're going to take advantage of the full strength advantage of the actual material.
Oh, okay.
Sacrifice, the material.
So my understanding of that is you get, so it's pretty much the same weight but stronger.
Correct.
Okay.
You get the full advantage of the strength because we don't sacrifice by milling it thinner.
Oh, so why do we always think titanium means lighter?
Because it made it thinner.
You can mill it thinner and still maintain the equivalent strength of, let's say, a different material counterpart.
Right. I've never heard that before.
Interesting.
Actually, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All I hear is titanium. Oh, it sounds great. I want the titanium one. That's it.
Carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Well, when you say titanium, it just sounds cooler. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Okay, let's see. If there's any other questions here, hit us up with that, and I'll see. DCG44 says titanium is lighter than steel, though.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay, in the equivalencies. Let's switch over to news here for a second. If you guys have more questions and stuff like that, we'll be happy to get to it. I want to switch over to some news. Let's go some gun industry news. So Remington gunmaker files for bankruptcy protection for the second time since 2018. And we were just saying that there's record. This is in NPR. So I think I saw this in another.
I thought the Navajo Nation was going to buy him or something.
I thought that too, but I haven't.
Out.
And they did they? I thought they were gonna make smart guns or some weird crap like that.
Oh no.
No, yeah. So so I mean, we were just having this conversation literally just several days ago. Mm-hmm. The Navajo situation came back up again, but from what we have understood, and actually, if you got to dig around, but you'll find it. Mm-hmm. Apparently, they backed out because the problem I think they're concerned with. There's a lot of prior litigations that I think they would have to assume responsibility on. If the Navajo took it over. So I believe that's one of the main reasons why they decided to back out.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting.
And it's interesting that, for example, the Fox News article on this says Remington Arms declares bankruptcy despite surging gun demand. But this was a problem, right? Remington had these problems a long time before all of the surging demand. Plus, there's a lot now. Courts are allowing people to sue.
What's the surge in demand for Remington?
Sure.
Yeah, it's the same thing as everyone else. They're talking about surging gun demand.
R380, and I ain't even seen one. They can't keep up with the surge, and what are you really going to buy from Remington?
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Yeah, shotguns. There's shotguns.
Yeah, shotguns. They're bolt action rifles.
Some shotguns.
I like the 1911, but I'm not packing it. So they're eating it. They don't really have a very good pocket gun market or small gun carry market. What was it? The R51 didn't do anything.
Yeah. That's why I say back to what I said before from a Holosun standpoint. The innovation thing and just trying to adapt to what's changing is key. And unfortunately, I've just seen some companies that you've been around for a while, which is fantastic, but you gotta try to keep up with the innovation and see what's going on and keep up with the changing tides.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you're looking at a big company like this, by the way, here's another article in AmmoLand. When you're looking at these big companies, they can't make these massive changes that fast, right? It's like a big massive ship versus a little tiny speedboat kind of analogy.
Yeah. definitely bigger ships take a larger turning radius. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they make poor decisions too.
Also easier to do when you're a big,
at
massive company.
Colt's a prime example.
Yeah,
Stop
true.
selling ARs to the civilian market.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, there's a huge uptick in demand, so we changed our mind again. Sorry, the industry's already pissed off at you. We're not buying your Colt. Sorry, you're gone. You done ate yourself out of the business. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think everyone else is making an AR. You know, when everyone else is making an AR, you've got to be ready with other stuff. And it can't just be like an AR, but with a different name.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's right now. I mean, I think from a current time frame, not just in our industry in general, but with all of the technology that a lot of people have, I mean, for crying out loud, we're already 3D printing titanium, and that's not even really new.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's just so much capabilities. People, with ideas and free software and 3D printers and all this other stuff going on. Innovation is so. I think it's much more. It's easier to get an idea to an actual product. I'll
Mm-hmm.
use that reference
to get to at least get prototypes.
Right. So I mean, it's if you're not willing to do that, and the problem is that's why I think we've seen a lot of cool companies come up, like SHOT Show.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the second floor and all of the behemoths are there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want my personal opinion, I love the first floor.
Thank you.
Why?
I've said it for years.
Because all of the cool kids are down there. It's the stuff like, hey, somebody came up. Wow, why didn't I ever think about this idea?
Yeah, the hungry guys too. Yeah.
There's a floor above them too that has all these like little tables, and they got just random stuff up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, these are the guys that are listening. I mean, there's a plethora of information out there. You can see the trends on social media, on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Obviously a lot of feedback from, trainers and all this other stuff that if you listen and say, well, let me try to do something, then that's where a lot of these companies or smaller companies, I think, are becoming more successful. That some of the larger companies, hey, you have, and I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to single anybody out, but, the names and the history are phenomenal. But it doesn't change that you need to maybe just sit back and try to think or try to push something out of the box. I mean, there's only two things that's going to happen. I mean, it works or it doesn't work. But, I mean, there's enough data out there. I think that if you do spend a little bit of time in due diligence, you can come up with stuff and figure out how do we adapt or how do we keep up with the Joneses of what's going on now, and then really give that variety to the consumer. Because the consumer right now is all for variety and options, and I think it's much more feasible now than what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, first of all, what the consumer looks like has it's varied now, right? Versus whatever it was before. Maybe you were looking at like one single prototype or several, like very few different prototypes if you were thinking about who's the consumer out there and what do they want. Versus today, there's just so many different people out there wanting so many different things. To me, at SHOT Show, it's much more fun to talk to the smaller companies in the basement, or as Trey is saying, upstairs or in the kiosks and things like that. Not just because they have the cool stuff, but they're just more even receptive to talk to you and have a conversation versus some of those big companies that they're so high up there in the mountains. It's almost like it's almost like the old Greek gods, right? They don't want to come down and have to they're up on Mount Olympus. They don't want to talk to the people down there. They're just thinking about the super operator types or whatever. And it's very tough to talk to those people, not just the SHOT Show. I mean, even if you go to other places, if you do talk to people, you can very easily start to figure out the directions that these trends are going in. And then you can get into that space as well if there's a demand there, and then offer some variety and get better prices, better products, all that kind of stuff going. If you pay attention to that versus, we're all going to make 1911s and AR-15s. That's what we're looking at in a lot of cases. So let's see. Okay, shout out to the Tyven Show. I see him in here. Go ahead, Trey.
I only go to the bottom floor to try to find Lewis.
Oh.
Every time I go to the Holosun, Lewis is at lunch.
Uh-oh.
He's like the Phantom Menace down there. He's always gone somewhere. I never can run into you. I just call you after SHOT Show. I just don't even deal with it anymore.
If you would have said I was in a meeting, they told you I was in a meeting, I'd believe that. But if they told you I was at lunch, I'd know somebody lied to you.
Well, yeah, they're lying.
Lunch
they're lying.
at SHOT Show?
Man, I tell people all the time, sometimes it's 4 o'clock and I go, maybe I should go to the bathroom now at SHOT Show. Again, at Holosun, man, we've been blessed the last couple of years. It's been crazy at the booth. It has just been super slam nonstop. The one thing I can tell you, and obviously everybody that's listening right now, starting 2021, we will no longer be on the first floor. Technically, we will be on the second floor.
They're going up Mount Olympus.
Well, we listen. The one thing that we've always complained about our booth, we were at 3 booths, well, 4. Last year, and it's just not. We never had the ability to get a decent sized booth to get honestly just some breathing room, man. I mean,
it's Remington's spot.
It's I'm sorry.
Did you take Remington's spot?
But the advantage that we had is so starting 2021, SHOT Show has grown now another 200,000 feet with the new Caesars Forum.
Yeah, there's more space.
Yeah, so thankfully because
it's moved.
No, it's still at the Sands, but because of, I won't get into numbers, but from my understanding, there's been for the last several years a large I'll use the term back order of vendors waiting to get in backlog, and there was physically no space. So starting next year, they're doing that Caesars Forum, which is just a bridge across the boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you just walk. It's kind of like you're walking outdoors
If they have it this
a little
year,
bit, but yeah.
Well, as of right now, it's still on. I mean, man, we're still ahead of time. I mean, we don't know what'll happen, but
What do you guys do? You guys want to predict so that when SHOT Show rolls around, I could hold it against you because we got it on video? You want to predict what SHOT Show is going to look like in 2021?
Man, that's
Come on,
It's
Lewis.
gonna look like it always does. Everybody's sick walking around SHOT Show.
Listen, I'm going 3 years running, no SHOT Show plague.
Don't say it, Lewis. You better knock on all kinds of wood right now.
Nope. Do not say that. Do not jinx it. You know what? I don't know. I hope that we somewhat get back to normal by 2021 when we get this 2020 headache away from us.
I
really don't know what to expect.
I feel like, first of all, everyone's going to have to wear masks if they allow it to happen, which I hope they do. Okay, Vegas, they're going to be trying to make everyone wear masks. I'm sure they're going to somehow try to separate people. I don't know how you do that at SHOT Show. I'm not saying the masks are going to do anything. I'm just saying they're gonna try to pull that one off, and then they're gonna somehow try to social distance. I don't know how that works at SHOT Show. We're gonna have to, when you get there, you're gonna have to get in a bubble suit and walk around like in those big plastic ball things that you can walk in and it just rolls.
Sumo wrestler.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how are we gonna do this.
Hey, that might be a good idea for the booth, actually. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Might have to set up a ring or something.
Yeah, just little space suits,
To get into SHOT Show, you got to fight this sumo wrestler.
How are they going to do this? Because, I mean, they're going to try. You know that. They're going to try to limit people, how many people go. Are they going to tell all the people from overseas you can't come in?
It can't.
Well, I mean, it depends what you look at. I mean, like right now, I mean, it's not that they might not come in. The country might not even let them fly out or vice versa.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, if you leave, they won't let you back.
I mean, for example,
for 14 days.
Yeah.
And I went back to Germany, 14-day quarantine.
It really depends. I mean, it's too early to make that judgment call. I was telling people, we attend EWA in Germany. EWA, from my understanding, is close to 1 million square feet. It's about 10 plus pavilions. It is absolutely massive compared to SHOT Show. and as far as a physical size, and I got Ewok canceled on me 3 days before I
Oh
was
wow.
the show was supposed to take place. It literally was that close, and we found out because they put it on the German government website. Hey, all major trade shows are now officially closed.
Mhm.
But I was getting ready the following morning, literally, to jump on a plane to
Mhm.
head out to Germany.
Man, lucky you didn't fly out.
Yeah, so it's still it's still way ahead of the time. I can tell you that at least from probably with this situation right now, every major show for 2020 has been canceled for the
Mhm.
most part.
Mhm.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
20 shot, show wise is pretty much dead for pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It's I agree with you. I think there's probably going to be some type of uh, sanitary protocols as far as masks and some
They
other
might
stuff.
limit people coming there somehow. I don't
I,
know.
I, I would agree that they're probably going to make it tougher to get in. Not
Mhm.
the hey, I know somebody or
Mhm.
some of the name tags you see spouse of like
Yeah, you
that.
gotta have
Or
they
fake. There
want
was there were
your.
a lot of people this year
I think
faking
they'll
badges there.
restrict passes. You have
Yeah.
to have you one maybe two per FFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and passes too. I mean, I know that before they used to allow people to buy extra passes. I wouldn't be surprised that they might like take that away too.
Mhm.
Um, I'm sure that there's going to be limitations, but uh, I hope at the end of the day we can get back to some normality that we will see SHOT Show 2021 happen.
Yeah. I think also there's going to be people that don't want to go. Let's just be,
Oh, of course.
yeah. Let's be for
Oh,
real about it. Not everyone's hardcore like us out there.
Oh, no,
I'm
they're
still
not.
out here. I'm still out here doing the same thing every day. Actually, more
I want to see
intensely.
them guys with like they wear all sorts of weird stuff. You've seen them online. Maybe they'll be at SHOT Show with
Mhm.
like what is the pull things he had sticking out the noodles sticking out of his head.
oh yeah.
People dressed like unicorns and maybe like people wearing garbage bags. We'll see. That'll be it. The new SHOT Show. What weird shit can you wear to keep from getting the COVID? It's SHOT
So,
Show.
so
Yeah.
we'll have Hank start a new one instead of the people of SHOT Show.
That's right.
Yeah.
People of SHOT Show.
Yeah.
There it is.
I'll just
The
get
strange,
those.
the strange people of SHOT
Do you
Show.
remember those diving bell suits? The big diving
Yes,
bell
you should
suits
wear
with
that, Hank. I
with
would find one just so you could wear
Those things are heavy and expensive
it. Or you could have the big Incredible Hulk hands on with the like Israeli gas mask or
Oh
something.
boy. Oh, there will be people. There will be people in gas masks. By the way, if there's a cure, who knows what will happen if there's a cure. So, did you
Right after
guys?
the election.
Yeah, did you guys see this? There was a lot of people sharing this. That these doctors came out in D.C. Did you guys see any of this? There were these doctors that came out in D.C. and said that they have the cure. I know in the video there was this one particular like African woman who was, talking about there is a cure and all that kind of stuff, and there was video that was put out, right? But social media has been taking it down. So I know a
What,
lot
she
of.
a doctor in Atlanta or something?
I think this particular video came from D.C.
I
Um,
forgot where it was at. I know what you're talking about. I didn't
Yeah,
see it
there are
yet.
a bunch of there. So let me see. I can't. It's tough to find it because social media keeps taking it down. But there were a bunch of doctors that came out and they had something to say. They were talking about, and basically the headline out of it that everyone was saying is that this is the cure, but they don't want anyone to know that. First of all, the press conference thing looked not completely real to me, so I wasn't out there sharing it, and I was looking it up. Lots of social media were taking it down. I think Trump retweeted it. Trump Jr. retweeted it. Lots of people were putting it out there. It turns out not real, or maybe it is
That's
real.
why he's got suspended for 12 hours.
Yeah, yeah. So they're saying it's not real. Maybe it is real. I'm sure the conspiracies will go on. Here's a screen capture of it. I'll throw it up on the screen right now. I'm going to say this is probably not 100% real. So you guys can.
Well, and you bring up an interesting
Yeah.
point, man. That's kind of the scary part too. Me personally, I've been trying to avoid the news for the last several weeks because it's just gotten to a point that
Mhm.
you don't know what to believe. I mean, there's people out there with agendas, and with some of these free softwares and a cell phone. I mean, I've seen some pretty convincing looking posts that when you do a
Mhm.
little bit of digging, you find out it's not true. But so it's like, well, what do you
Yeah.
believe?
Yeah. Len Holt says she lit it up. The lady doc is from Houston. But I just think that, look, who knows what's real and what's not real anymore? Let's just start from there, right?
Wash your hands.
Yeah. I know there's always different things coming out, that there's a cure, there's a vaccine already. I think that they're working on these things. I don't even know if people are even going to take the vaccine, if there is one. But I'm going to tend to err on the side of this particular stuff going around is not necessarily real. So there you go. I don't know. You guys can say what you want. Is it possible that the government will have the cure for this thing and you'll find out about it later? Yes. That's how some things go. And there's crazy. So listen, today I was talking to John Crump, right, from AmmoLand News. We did a video. I don't know if Lola turned it on or not, but we did a video where we were talking about a couple of things. And John said to me, so what do you think about the alien stuff? And I was like, what do you...
Cube?
Well, he was like, I was like, well, what are you talking about the alien thing? And he was...
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
He showed it to me yesterday because I've been doing like you, like not really paying. I do stocks. That's it. That's the news I get.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a cube 4 times the size of the Earth coming out of the sun right at us. I'm like, get out of here.
Oh, that's not... I wasn't talking about that one.
That's what we're talking about? Did
Yeah.
you see the cube? I know, like, and they showed it to me. I'm like, no, this ain't the Borg.
So, but here's the thing he was talking about. He sent me...
Yeah.
He sent me this from, this is from Fox News. I'll share it. It's on my phone. Not made on this Earth. Top secret Pentagon UFO task force reportedly expected to reveal some findings. This is from 4 days ago. Washington. According to recent report from the New York Times, a top secret Pentagon program has been conducting classified briefings for over a decade, analyzing various encounters between military craft and unidentified aerial vehicles. According to the Times, the Pentagon stated that the program was disbanded, but a Senate committee report last month revealed spending on a program called the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force. It was reported in late June that U.S. Senator Marco Rubio had requested a detailed analysis of the task force findings, and the report stated that the committee supports the efforts of the task force to collect and standardize data regarding unidentified aerial phenomena, as well as their links to foreign governments and potential threats. Now, the New York Times is reporting that the secretive task force is expected to release new and alarming findings that may involve vehicles made of materials not of this planet. Okay? Yeah, astrophysicist and former consultant for the UFO program since 2007, Eric W. Davis, told the Times that he gave a classified briefing to the Defense Department agency as early as March regarding off-world vehicles not made of this Earth. Over the years, the federal government has released footage of military encounters with unidentified aerial phenomenon. In April, the Pentagon declassified videos from 2004 and 2015 that showed saucer-looking objects. We can go on with this, but basically, UFOs are real. It came out in the news. No one's worried about it. You guys haven't even heard because everyone's avoiding the news. So this is what John was saying to me. He was like, what's happening? Basically, the government is admitting there's UFOs, and no one is like, wait, what? What happened? People are just, forget about it. Don't worry about that. Let's talk about what's going on in Portland.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Come on, Chaz. That's the new hotness. Yeah. Oh, no, that's in Seattle. Sorry, I can't keep up with them anymore.
Yeah, Tanky 5000 says fake. And wow, what timing they have. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's real that there's UFOs now? Marco Rubio found the UFOs.
If I could cross the universe, I don't think I'd be going to Earth.
Earth can be like one of those strip joints along the highway.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
To UFOs. Like, you know those really bad ones that you don't want to stop in because just looking at it, you're going to catch something?
They're the best patty melts.
Yeah, so anyway, so there you go, man. UFOs, the government's admitting there's UFOs. People don't even believe it's real. They're like, nah, fake news.
Well, what's a UFO? An unidentified flying object, so they're not identified.
Yeah, not of this Earth. not of this Earth.
I saw one thing where they were talking about UFOs on the space station, and what it was is space dust that was going past the camera. It looked like a UFO.
Yeah.
But it was the way that the angle of the dust. It was pretty interesting, actually.
But listen, I'm going to say this to you again. Supposedly, these guys have these vehicles made of materials not of this Earth. Okay, this is what's going on. It's in the news. You guys could Google it right now.
The best place to hide is in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, right now everybody downing everything else. I wouldn't be surprised that everybody's just like, okay, yeah, whatever. I call BS.
Yeah. Applebite says, hopefully they take Pelosi and the gang far, far away. See, everyone thinks this is fake. Everyone thinks this is fake news.
And take her ice cream with you.
Yeah. Johnny Kamikaze says they are real, just old info that the government has known about for 50 years. So, this is the upside down world that we're living in. Like, this is not a joke. I'm not making it up or anything. I'm telling you guys, seriously, the government is admitting that there are UFOs, vehicles made of materials not of this planet that they're in possession of. And everyone's just like, yeah, whatever. No big deal. Because this year is so crazy. If this would have happened under any other circumstances, everyone would have been freaking out.
Hey, it's 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not, man? They're probably just like, whatever.
What else you want to throw at us?
Yeah.
We got 5 more
Where's
months.
that toilet paper?
Yeah. Lewis is like, dude, we got new optics to build. Now more than ever, you need a space force.
I got red dots to worry about.
Now we know where the toilet paper went.
Yeah. This is interesting. You guys, I think you'll see this as if this ever calms down or whatever, you'll see like, oh, we actually admitting now that we had this thing, but no one's freaked out about that because we have all these other things to be worried about. Do you think, let's say everything was normal and then this news came out, do you think this would have gun sales going up also? Everyone's getting ready to fight the aliens? Huh?
I wouldn't suspect, but I don't know. I guess it depends. Everybody's going to react different. So who knows?
We were just talking about cutting edge technology. I want to see some companies make anti-alien stuff. So
China did. They got that laser gun. Remember, China built a laser gun.
Yeah. So listen, we just went so crazy. We got Mac to actually come in and comment on it. Military Arms Channel says, I think everyone has believed this for decades, so we're just like, well, duh, thanks for coming clean.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like these guys here, Mac, these guys literally think I'm just making this up. They're like, whatever, heck. We don't even want to hear this.
Ain't nothing surprises us now.
Hey, listen, I got customers' back orders to worry about. I'm not worried about
Yeah. They better bring down some manufacturing technology with them too, right?
Maybe if they in our neighborhood, we can use part of their metal to build some more optics.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Max says guns versus death rays. And then he says, somehow I think we'll lose that one.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah. We're not building the right technology, I'm just telling you. We're not building the right technology.
Well, from what I remember, a comment made to me, and there was some data supposedly to back it up, and this was many moons ago. Mm-hmm. We as consumers supposedly only see about 15% of the actual technology that exists. So if that's really true, then we might not be that far behind. We just don't know about it.
True.
Yeah.
And Brick says fish gills and aliens, it's a party. That's a reference to, I've been telling these guys that people have gills. We have leftover gills that we've evolved out of, but no one, a lot of people out there just don't believe that, So this one is real though, guys. This one is real. There's aliens. They're admitting this, but no one is even worried about. No one's even perturbed. There's no. Do you remember?
Nothing shocks us anymore.
Yeah. Do you remember everyone was going to Area 57? Do you remember that? Do you remember when everyone was going to go to Area 57 and like?
Yeah, when there were like 5 guys that went.
Yeah.
Got arrested.
Yeah. There you go. He says. So Max says like Captain Kirk did back in the day. And then he says, I posted it on my private page. It's real. I'm trying to make alien bait. I'm going to take a UFO by force and make that little bastard fly me to the closest planet with hot green chicks. Okay. Okay. That's a good idea, actually. I totally volunteer for the alien. Can you just imagine people trying to be alien bait?
I'm into blue chicks. I like them blue chicks for some reason.
Okay, that was a funny one. That was okay, Mac. That was funny, man. That was fun. Area 51. Did I say 57?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Okay.
Was that Heinz 57 or?
Yeah, I'm mixing up ketchup and Area 51. But yeah, come on. Actually, I want one of these vehicles. You know, can you imagine like if these vehicles wind up like for sale on those surplus military sites since no one cares about it?
Maybe they're returning Elon Musk's car or something.
Are they being driven by the murder hornets too? I mean,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things that like everyone that they choose this specific time to go, yeah, there's such a thing as aliens. Everyone is so distracted and turned off and unplugged that it just goes right by. You know? Yeah, Max says they're here for our steak sauce. Yeah. So anyway, that's a good plan, Mac. If you're actually going to do that, let me know. I want to see how Mac dresses up as alien bait. I'm just very interested in seeing the alien bait. You know, I'm sure there's going to be T-shirts coming out of that. You know, what would you guys suggest? What's the best weapons for fighting aliens? Come on, Lewis, you got to know this one. Yeah.
I know it. Hold on. It's.
Do you think 22s are not going to work on aliens? That might work on zombies.
Bigger will always be better. I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah. 50s. We're going to have to go like, you know, get some serious, serious weight. Yeah. Yeah. Let's here. There we go. We get the picture. 50s only. If you want your anti-alien rounds. You know?
Definitely have to have Jeff Goldblum with us anytime we do something. Always have to have Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, okay. And that's how you die. That's how you die. If the aliens are going to take someone, they should take Hollywood first. That's what I think. You know? So there you go. Okay, everyone's telling me their favorite. Brick says 10 millimeter. Y'all seen the movie? Alan Powell, the greatest troll ever, says Chris Vector.
12 gauge pump.
P90. Man. A shotgun. James Miller is going with the Biden plan. A shotgun. Let's see. Okay, let's see.
I mean, I just watched They Live. 12 gauge pump. That's what he used in the movie.
Yeah. 454 Kasul. And DCG 44 says COVID kills aliens. For all you know, COVID is the aliens. How do you know that? You don't know. Invasion of
the worlds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and then Captain Shark says somewhere in the Everglades right now, a Florida man is setting out alien bait with his airboat.
With his airboat. That is pretty messed up.
Okay, you know why that's funny? Because yes, probably.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Dudes in Florida that found out about that, like, oh, we gonna get these guys
down there. It's true. 100%.
Yeah. All right, listen. So, we've got some minutes here. Can we get into like what's coming up for? What can you talk about for what's coming up for Holosun? Obviously, we didn't have NRA. Were you guys planning on? Was there new stuff coming out in NRA? What have you been doing to put that out? Or did you postpone the new stuff coming out?
So, well, we weren't. So for NRA, we were planning on showing a new option. I'll use that term because I don't really want to let the cat out of the bag. Mm-hmm. But obviously that fell. I mean, the only thing I can probably talk about, because we did showcase it at SHOT Show, not a lot of people saw it, was hopefully the kind of the next evolution of at least pistol optics. Mm-hmm. we showcased basically a kind of I'll use the term of a self-sustaining system.
Okay.
But basically, no batteries to change. The unit
Hmm.
ran itself indefinitely. Using our solar fail-safe technology and the capability of maintaining its own charge, for lack of a
Is it
better term.
lithium ion?
Something like that, flux capacitors and all that kind of cool
Right.
stuff.
Ah,
But the cool thing is with this system is that we had designed it in a way that it was very small, very thin.
Mhm.
We designed it to kind of interface with some of the existing optics ready systems out there. So no plate adapters, no nothing.
Really?
Um, no need for
that's
like
pretty
suppressor
cool.
height sights. I mean,
Wait, are you trolling us? It's just some iron sights? Because
no,
iron
no,
sights
no,
will
no,
probably fit into that. They're
Yeah.
self-powering.
no. I mean,
He's a secret tritium in there.
no. This is fully electronic. No,
Oh, can you show it to us?
I mean, again, if you do enough searching, you'll find it. But I'll show you a quick kind of
Oh,
idea of how
Oh,
small this thing
very
is.
streamlined. Very
And
streamlined.
yeah. Are
Yeah.
you gonna have a closed version of
Yeah.
it?
Everyone's gonna go back and screen capture that now.
That's why he had his fingers over here. Look, there you go. There
they,
it
they,
is.
they did it at
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I mean, it's a work in progress thing. But I mean, I think that one of the things that from a Holosun perspective is, Holosun is a derivative of our main company. We are an LED laser diode manufacturer by trade. So that's
Mhm.
why we've been able to do a lot of stuff that we've done. Is because again, we've made this technology. It is our technology, and
Mhm.
thankfully we've been able to keep pushing it. So as we keep pushing it, I think you're gonna start seeing some more cool stuff come out.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, hopefully. I mean, we've got a few other things. We showcased some concept for like um, pistol lasers, small pistol lasers, pistol lights.
Mhm.
You know, here's
So,
kind of one of the concepts that we showcased at SHOT Show. This is a full
Nice.
titanium unit, pretty streamlined. So I mean, we're going to do some of that stuff too. We might venture out again
mhm.
into a little bit of diversification because I mean that's the only thing that we've done is red dots and lasers because that's our bread and butter. That's what
Yeah.
we know.
So you guys are gonna get into lights, get into maybe doing flashlights or.
It's possible. I'll be
Mhm.
honest with you. I mean, we've showcased it probably at several SHOT Shows,
Mhm.
but then kind of just back down and end up not doing because the main thing that I can say from Holosun as well is we always try to do something different and that we can do. It's kind of like how can I paint you the picture? Let's take a car for example. You might design one body and I might design another body. But if we're sourcing the same motor, the guts of the product and the durability and everything, it's still the same product. So because we do everything in house, we don't really outsource anything. We design it. We try to, present our technology and our capability, and we obviously try to come up with something that hopefully addresses some of the common concerns that are happening out there, if we can.
Mhm.
So that's part of the reason why I tell people, you haven't seen like a plethora of products from Holosun immediately because I can be really good at one thing because that's what I'm set up to do. I
Mhm.
can't miraculously be good at 20 other products because I don't make it. I have to have somebody else.
Yeah. Black Sword Shinobi wants to know how much the laser is.
So from if we're talking pistol lasers, we're probably going to be looking at a 120 $150 range, depending on the final product, is
Mhm.
what we're shooting for. We do currently make rifle laser systems, as Trey kind of touched base earlier on the 321, and those can range right now from about anywhere from about 260 $270 pushing up to about 11 $1,200 depending on the configuration.
Okay. And I think someone asked this earlier, but I didn't get to it. What about night vision stuff?
We've had quite a bit of requests to possibly get into that world.
Mhm.
If it was up to me, I would love to see us possibly either maybe get into that world, or I think somewhere else, thermal would be
Thermal.
another
Thermal's the way.
thing that I would like to see us as a company do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we've thrown these ideas all the way around. But again, it really goes back to that. If at Holosun, at least the way we currently feel, if we can't develop the core technology to really give you something different,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving you the same product in a different. It's the same product, but just dressed in a different way. The
Mm-hmm.
core technology is really what matters. So if we can come up with something unique that works different, that gives you the benefit,
Mm-hmm.
then you would probably see us come out with a different line of products.
Yeah.
Um,
I
that
think
takes
it
time.
in a world with aliens, man. You know.
Like I said, they'll land in the backyard over there of the main facility. I mean, we'll strip it down, see what we come up with.
Yeah.
Hey, Ralph,
You guys will be out there doing reverse probing.
if you're gonna say that, they're gonna be landing at your place first.
I'm telling you. What happened to Lewis? Right now he's getting probed
The Mac will
somewhere.
be hidden as a rock underneath. He'll be dressed as a rock.
Yeah.
All you have to throw your hands and say 2020.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Listen,
they nothing to surprise us. Anything can happen right now.
yeah, I'm telling you, it is 2020. Smash the thumbs ups. We got a couple of more minutes here. We're still going to get into something. You guys that are out there, smash the thumbs ups. We really appreciate it.
Smash 'em.
Yeah, it's a big fun show here. Listen, what about scopes, binoculars, things like that? Are you guys doing that yet? Planning on doing that?
Again, not to say, I mean, we're not technically planning anything. Is it alpha the table? Absolutely not. But again,
Yeah.
making magnified optics is a really completely different animal. It's
Okay.
not the same as making red dots. So I would like to see us diversify with some more stuff along those lines. But again, I mean, right now, I'm sure depending if you've spoken to other, representatives of other manufacturers and stuff. I mean, right now it's just everybody's just trying to keep up with the demand. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really the main focus. A lot of those projects are kind of gotten a little bit sidelined because there's no time.
Yeah.
I mean, not right now in 2020. There's not.
Yeah. So this is for Military Arms Channel. And I know he's tested the Acro. He says sealed sights like the Acro, but better, please. There you go. That's for Mac.
Well, Mac, he knows, brother. Give me a holler. We'll send you one. And you don't take our word for it. You can be the judge.
So to what your version of the Acro is the or what you're saying is equivalent to the Acro is the 509.
Yep, 509.
509.
Boom. There you go. Okay.
That's
So-
my next one right there.
Right. I don't know. I'm not sure. Has Mac probably has not. I don't know. Haven't seen. Someone will tell me out there, or he could tell us. Have you tested the 509 Mac? You had a chance to get your hands on one of those?
No, actually, so we touched base via email a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're supposed to do something, but again, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think this freaking pandemic just kind of
Yeah.
popped in the bucket and put a damper in everything else.
Yeah, I can imagine it's been crazy, but I would like to see Mac follow up on that. Maybe do some comparisons or something like that. That'll be cool.
We tell her the same thing. Just give us a chance. That's all we ask for. Nothing else. We take the pros. We take the cons. I'm a straight up type of dude. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Everybody's stuff breaks. Everything is mass produced. I don't care who makes it. I'm just a big believer of how the company responds and how we react to the situation. I think that's what makes a lot of difference between some of the companies that are still strong and out here, and then some of the companies that you see just fizzle away.
Yeah, listen, Trey, you can tell me. I know you're testing a lot of this stuff too on the range and all that with students, etc. I like the direction that this is going. Right? What do you feel? Do you feel like overall as an industry that's going in a good direction? We're getting better products, more affordable, all of that.
I mean, I still see crap out there. Sorry.
Okay.
It still floats in.
Okay.
We get the generic this or generic that guys like, oh, I saved a little money. I'm like, dude, what's 2 rounds in your chest versus spending an extra $100 on your optics? I try to explain these guys, try to make them understand. Don't skimp on what. Now you ain't gonna spend $20,000 on a gun, but buy something with decent quality that works. I still see Iron Johnson 32 revolvers coming out. That thing's a piece of crap, and they still come out with them. And I'm like, hey, can you go buy an actual decent revolver? You're gonna have issues with this gun. They can't even operate it when we're doing the training. So But yeah, as far as the products out there, I mean, you still got stuff that's garbage. I mean, everybody thinks their stuff is indestructible until you put some hurt on it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't hold back. I just bring the paint, and if it holds up, great.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it gets sent back to them in pieces, and I just tell them I'm sorry. I wish I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, I beat it to death and it didn't hold up.
Yeah. So you're trying to say that like $20 optics and stuff like that are a no-go?
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
see it all the time. My favorite one was guy just bought his new AR, came out, he had no rear sight.
Okay.
So he's shooting it.
Okay.
Hey man, you have a rear sight. Yeah, I just use the front when it's easier.
So iron sights, he didn't have flip ups.
No, he had one like an A2 style front sight.
That's it.
The original. Yep, that was it.
Uh-huh.
And he was shooting, couldn't hit nothing with it. He didn't understand why.
Okay.
Trying to explain to him, you need a rear sight.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we still see the generic Aimpoints, all that stuff's garbage. Don't buy that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
Are you talking? So you're talking about the clone things out there?
Buy.
Like I know I've seen a lot of that stuff. Like there's a lot of clone kind of things that are out there. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Hey, we even saw Holosun clones, and I didn't really expect I would ever see that.
Yeah, I've been hearing that from a lot of companies that there's clones of their stuff. I had Jason from Lucid Optics on, and he said that there's people basically selling fake Lucid Optics. And I was like,
be careful on eBay. Somebody asked about it
that?
earlier. That's what you're getting. Go to Optics Planet. Go to a reputable company that's going to warranty the item that you have. Because if you go buy a piece of crap, you can't get pissed off at another company because it's not their item.
Yeah.
They'll stamp Holosun right on it.
Yeah.
Go, look, it's a Holosun.
Are you guys seeing that, Lewis? You're seeing companies faking Holosun.
I mean, I would have never suspected it, to be quite frank with you, because it's not like we make an extremely expensive optic anyways. But yeah, we actually experienced it. I want to say it's been about, when we first ran into it, maybe about a year and a half, give or take. We ran into that situation, and we were like, this is just, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. Okay, last question. I'll take this from Kermit Loves Bacon. He says, what Holosun fits the 365?
407K or a 507K. The K series fits no problem. I would show you one mounted, but again, the Google gods.
Yeah. Can do like that, right?
Okay, and then here we got another one from D. Lenton. Okay, this is definitely the last one. He says, I'm sorry if you already answered this. I just got here. When will the 509T be available?
Right now.
If everything goes according to plan, which it always never does, we hopefully will start shipping probably in the next week or two. But again, this is going against the back orders that we have. So I mean, if you're planning on trying to find product readily available just by doing a Google search, if you do, you probably had better chances of winning the lotto. And I think not just from a Holosun aspect. I mean, I really think just there's a lot of products that are having that issue. Take advantage of it. But I mean, we're going to start pushing the next week or so, but it's still going to be a little bit of time just for really us to catch up.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to wrap it up since we're over the 9 o'clock hour. We can have Lewis come back. We can maybe just do like an all optic, have a couple of guys, maybe have Lewis, Adam, some other folks come on here and just really get into optics for you guys if you want it. Let's do this. Let's go around and figure out how you guys can help support these guys. I'm going to start with Trey, my friend from Aries Firearms Training Facilities in Leesburg. What do the people need to know, Trey?
Real quick, armament, you asked about that 50 behind me. That's made by Core Elite Ops. Proof Research Barrel, Cadex Stock, SIG, Tango 6. He does all the action and the painting. It's a pretty sexy gun. It's on my Instagram and Facebook. You can go to my Instagram and Facebook at...
Look at this. Trey's ready with his iPad. All the info up there. Emails, everything.
I'm a cheater.
This is because he can't remember anything.
I'm not going to lie. I'm cheating. But y'all can call me at 352-321-8102 is my line. Of course, Aries Training Farms, or Aries Training Facility online. And then, or I do work at Lake County Arms occasionally too if you want to come there. But guys, give me a call. Like to see everybody. I always have people float up from the show and hang out. It's always good to catch up with people. Lewis, you need to get back up. I know it's a long drive for you, but
Yeah.
Central Florida will love you. Come see Disney World while the pandemic's going on. It's perfect. Ain't nobody there. We flew over the parking lot about
It's not a bad
month
idea
ago.
right now.
Flew over the parking lot at Disney. Not one car on a freaking Friday. It was unbelievable. I've never seen the parking lot dead.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. This is probably a good time to do it. I'm gonna come up to Aries soon because we have a 50 that we're gonna be testing and doing some stuff with from Safety Harbor Firearms. The 50 we'll be testing that out there, so I'll be out there shooting with you. Okay, so let's get it from Lewis. Lewis, where do people need to go to find out more stuff? Maybe answer some questions that we didn't get to here or they missed. Or I don't know if you give out info for anyone to be able to get in touch with you, but where do folks need to go?
So, I mean, we obviously have our website as far as for general product information. Anybody having any specific questions, they can email us at info@holosun.com. We have our Facebook and our Instagram page as well. So, I mean, you guys want to send any messages or DMs and stuff, we have no problem. We try to address everybody as quickly as possible. That's obviously just sometimes easier said than done. The main thing is, again, I hate to repeat it, but I just don't have anything else to say in reference to it. I mean, number one, we appreciate all of the customers and the love and support that Holosun has received in the last couple of years as we keep growing this. We just need to ask you guys just for a little bit more patience and just, give us a chance to catch up. I mean, we really are, we're really just trying to do everything we can do and grow the company even more to make that happen. It's just interesting times.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that goes for a lot of the good companies out there. They're working as hard. I know I've been speaking to a lot of them. It's just really tough to keep up with all of this, but they're working to do it, as well as you don't want these guys to overextend and things get crazy into next year and they're committed to a bunch of things they can't keep up with and then they fall apart. Next thing you know, we've got a bunch of companies going out of business. We already went through a little bit of that, but on my part, Lewis, thanks so much for coming on, man. This has been great. We have to get you back on.
Thank you. We definitely appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Trey?
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas. All right, listen, everyone stay right there. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'm gonna run in the end. For right now, I'm gonna remind everyone to smash those thumbs ups, ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. Do rip out the audio here and we put that up on iTunes and all the other places that you can get your audio podcasts from. I'm going to remind everyone, go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list. Big thanks to Franklin Armory for sponsoring the show. Big thanks to Lewis from Holosun, as well as Trey from Aries Firearms Training Facility in Leesburg. Go there to shoot. Hey, if you're in California, get on a plane and fly out there. You can call up Trey. He'll help you find a place to stay in Leesburg, all that kind of stuff. You could get it done. We are out of here. Who wants the last words? Who wants the last word here? No one. No one wants the last word.
Alien bait.
Aliens are yes, alien bait. Who said alien bait? Absolutely. We're out. Don't be alien bait. We're out. Peace. See ya.